Hi, everybody. Bryan Broaddus here, and welcome to The Stack. This is our weekly look at all things covering the NFL draft. Joined here by my scouting buddies, Iisha Morrison, Zach Wolchuk. Guys, good to have you.
Yeah.
I want to do something off the rip.
Let's do it.
I want to do something off the top. I know we're going to get into some things. I'm going to try and make you guys feel a little uncomfortable later on. But everybody loves a mock draft.
Except Iisha.
Except Iisha. And I say this because The Athletic put their mock draft out. And The Athletic, as we know, they have various beat writers that cover the team. Mm-hmm. These are the guys and gals that live with these teams. So when they put something out there, I kind of feel like, okay, you got my attention. I think this mock draft is going to make you a little uncomfortable. And I think it made John Machota from The Athletic, who covers the Cowboys, I think it made him uncomfortable. He had a couple of different things that he had to navigate here, but I want to walk you guys through it and kind of get an idea of what you think. Good with that?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Good with that. All right. Raiders are going to take Mendoza, the quarterback from Indiana. That seems to be one of everybody's totally on board with that one, it seems. The Jets are going to take Arvell Reese, the linebacker edge from Ohio State, at 2. The Arizona Cardinals are going to take Francis Malinois, offensive tackle from Miami. Get down to the 4th pick. Tennessee Titans take David Bailey, the edge from Texas Tech. How you guys feeling so far?
And you got 2 really good defensive players off the board and one guy that I would have considered taking that's an offensive player at 12. So that's a bummer.
Bailey off the first edge off the board.
First edge off the board. So now, like you said, you're kind of hopeful. Again, you're hopeful for offensive players. Mm-hmm. You're hopeful. If you're a Cowboys fan, you just drive those defensive guys to me. Mm-hmm. And number 5, the New York Football Giants take Caleb Downs, safety from Ohio State. No. And if you listen to some of the interviews that John Harbaugh has done here lately,
he's gonna do it. He's gonna do it.
It makes too much sense.
He's gonna do it.
Yeah, he is a Caleb Downs fan.
We know.
And Charlotte Carroll, who covers the Giants for The Athletic, made the pick. I think Charlotte knows what the hell she's doing by taking that player.
Hell of a player.
Yeah, but here we go. The Cleveland Browns take Spencer Fanu from the tackle from Utah.
Makes a lot of sense because they could lose all of their linemen this offseason.
You were talking about that.
They're all on rookie
They're all
deals?
free agents.
They've all jumped in the portal.
Yeah, they're all in the portal. Yeah, they're all jumping out.
Even has it been that long for DeJuan Jones?
DeJuan Jones has been hurt.
Yeah.
He wasn't starting for them.
I feel like he just Lord
Yeah.
have mercy. So
All
they
their
could
sta-
see
all
their
their starting-
whole
all their
offensive
starting
line
offensive line.
change.
Yep. Big change. So
Wow.
in the mock drafts, there's been a lot of mock drafts where the Browns have taken offensive linemen.
Tracking.
It makes a lot of sense.
Makes a lot of sense. Zach Jackson with the pick there for the Browns. The Commanders, they take Reuben Bain. All right, here we go, guys.
Why our division? Does our division hate us or something?
I'll tell you
That's
what.
2 good picks inside the East.
Yeah, that would. So Reuben Bain goes to the Commanders at 7. How you feeling now?
Not good.
It's a
I'm
lot
not
of good
feeling
defensive players going off the board.
Okay.
You got to hope that. I mean, now I'm looking at Delane and Styles. Can Delane and Styles get you at 12?
Yep. Jeremiah Love, the running back from the Saints, from Notre Dame, goes to the Saints. Larry Holder with the pick there for the Saints. And this is going to be now where you start to think about, okay, what's going to happen here? You're going to catch a little bit of a break. Kansas City is going to take Carnell Tate, the wide receiver from Ohio State.
That's on brand.
Is that the first receiver off the board?
That is the first receiver off the board right there. What we've learned so far with these mock drafts is there is no consensus of who the first wide receiver is.
Yeah.
No consensus.
It's usually one of the 3. It's
one of the 3. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was yawning.
Oh. Okay. I thought you were asking for.
I meant to say it in my head. Oops.
All right. A guy named Paul Dinaher. Paul Dinaher. He covers the Bengals.
Okay.
He takes Sonny Styles, linebacker from Ohio State.
Be a great pick for the Bengals. That's too smart for Cincinnati.
He said this.
No disrespect.
The pick came down for him between Styles and Mansour Delane.
Okay.
What the Bengals and the Bengals do in free agency might provide the tiebreaker. Styles would be a slam dunk in the middle of this defense despite a rookie issue last year. If Cincinnati handles linebacker in free agency, Delane would be the ideal pick for a team not in need of an immediate starter, but grabbing the top player at a premium position. He takes Sonny Styles, as we said. Damn. How are we feeling now?
Not good. Yeah. Now I'm feeling a little queasy because I got one player left that I'm really hoping can be there for the Cowboys, and it's the corner from LSU, Mansour Delane.
Yeah, you've started to lose. You started to lose defensive players. You started losing defensive players at 2.
And Miami's a wild card, the team right ahead of you. I have no idea
that's exactly right.
what they're going to do.
But you started losing defensive players.
You did.
And then you lost Sonny Styles, who everybody has kind of talked about as being that guy, that Dallas. That was the penciled-in pick for the Cowboys was Sonny Styles. But Cincinnati Bengals grab him at 10. Now, the Miami Dolphins, they take LSU corner Mansour Delane. Jeff Howell makes the pick for the Athletic for the Dolphins.
Defensive coach.
Yeah. So now you're on the clock. And this is what John Machota said. He says, as the picks were coming off the board, the Cowboys appeared to have a good chance at Sonny Styles or Mansour Delane. There had been conversations with Pittsburgh about trading back to 21. With Styles and Delane going right before Dallas, trade talks heated up.
Okay.
But the Steelers' best offer was 21, 76, which was a third rounder, and 159, which was a fifth.
Okay, so you're losing out based on the points.
Yes.
Big time.
The Cowboys needed both Pittsburgh's third round picks at very least, a third and a fourth.
Okay, and so that would be 76 and 85.
With that deal off the table, the Cowboys went with best player available at position of need. There's some questions and concerns about this player. The player they took is Jermod McCoy, cornerback from Tennessee, is who they took. Is who John picked for them.
Yeah.
He referenced a trade, possibly with the Steelers at 21. And he also said that Dallas needed both their third round picks, or very least a third and a fourth. With the way the board was falling, Zach, would you have taken the Pittsburgh deal for 76 and 159?
I think I agree with what John did there. I'm not
just pick the player.
Yeah, I'm not just going to move for the sake of moving. I would love to get pick 76.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to be taken advantage of in a deal. And I agree with John. I don't think that equals the value of what you should have been getting. The 5 doesn't really do much for me.
At all. You already got a million of them in comp picks.
And the likelihood, especially if Jermod McCoy works out, which we're expecting him to do, he checks off the boxes physically. I think that he absolutely would be the best player left on my board. It'd be between him and Mekhi Lemon, the wide receiver out of USC.
Yep.
Cowboys not going with a wide receiver. So Jermod McCoy, his tape is without question, the debate is he the best corner in the draft? I've gone back and forth. I think I've moved Delane as my quarterback 1 because I think he's a little bit more versatile. I see more zone ability with him and man.
So it's not just the injury then?
It's not just the injury.
Okay.
It's I think Delane can do a little bit more.
Okay.
And that might not, it just might be because I didn't see McCoy do, I thought he was just a better man corner.
Yeah.
I think Delane is really good at both. Can play, has the zone awareness. But McCoy, his 2024 tape is sensational. If you're getting that player and he is healthy, I'd be thrilled with the pick at 12.
I would be okay with it. Really contingent on how he tests. I think his temperament fits what you want to do.
Yeah.
In the secondary, we got to hear from our new DC yesterday. What? Did that excite you, gentlemen?
Yeah, it sure did. Yeah.
So, do you think he would fit into what they want, what you believe they want to do? This is a guy that can tackle. This is a guy that can do press man. But you're talking about some of the zone stuff.
Yeah, that's why I would prefer Delane in a perfect world if you were there, just because I've seen him do that at a higher level. But McCoy, I mean, he's 1-2 for me. So McCoy would be the best player on the board. I think you're getting the value there at 12, assuming the health is there. I know Cowboy fans are probably going to freak out about it and say, here we go, another hurt guy. But again, as I've talked about before, I don't think this is the same situation with Jermod McCoy heading into camp as you dealt with the Savone Rebel. I think McCoy should be able to hit the ground running and do all of your offseason activities.
And also, too, may I also ask, this is a Tyler native, yes?
Jermod McCoy, let me pull up my notes.
I believe he's a Tyler, Texas native.
Kid.
So are we getting a Dallas Day? Is it too far?
Too far. I think you're too far for that.
Think so too.
Yeah, you're too far for that.
But I mean, you're getting a freak athlete with this guy.
Yeah.
Absolute freak athlete.
I believe this guy is going to work out.
And he played a lot of football prior to getting injured. I mean, I think that's important to remember as well, is that the guy played a lot of football beforehand.
White House, Texas. So he went to the same school as Patrick Mahomes did.
That's East Texas.
It's East, so he's not going to be because I was wondering if Dallas was going to be able to get another look at him. So, but I think the combine's going to be huge for him, as we talked about. If he goes out and tests well, looks fine, I'm not going to die. I know that Cowboys fans are very nervous about getting a player coming off of an ACL, but let's remember the context of him it's not coming off of it. It was last year.
Yeah, and you're getting arguably the best cover corner in the class. I mean, if he physically is healthy and ready to go, I believe that we've heard good things and good reports on that. This will be a big week for him in Indy.
Yeah,
Ryan will be boots on the ground. Yeah, he's going to go get a good look at Jermod McCoy.
Yeah, I think his route recognition would help him in zone as he grows there.
Yeah.
I mean, but I do agree that I think Delane is more naturally gifted there.
Right.
But I think McCoy is more naturally gifted as a press man.
Agreed. Absolutely.
As we work down this draft, the Rams do take Lemon, the wide receiver from USC.
Of course they do.
Dude, that would be such
Of course they do.
Fit.
They're sick.
The Ravens take the Penn State guard.
Vega Ioane.
Yeah.
I've been hearing a lot of good about him.
He's a powerful player. I saw a little bit of inconsistency. He might be a guy like once I'm at a good number, I circle back and do a little bit more tape watch on him.
Pittsburgh, the Steelers, this is a pick. The Steelers do make a trade in this mock. They do make a trade with Tampa Bay. They do at the 15th pick take Jordan Tyson, the wide receiver from Arizona. So that means that Pittsburgh did try and make a deal with the Cowboys, couldn't get it done. Went to Tampa and got it done at 15.
Brian, would you have done that trade with Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
I want the value of the trade.
Yeah.
I think I would have stood in there and picked the player.
I would have picked the player.
This is a pick from this is the Jets pick from Indianapolis. Denzel Boston goes to the Jets at 16. Where
here's the receiver run.
Yep, here we go.
That's a good pick.
Detroit.
Before us.
Yeah,
of course.
I know.
Detroit takes Monroe Freeling, the tackle from Georgia, at 17.
This is good for pick 20. You know, you're starting to get a good run on offensive
you're getting
players.
Yes, but I'm surprised by
Freeling.
I mean, I thought we talked about him the other day. I thought like he's rising and people are.
If you want a true left tackle, he's the guy.
He's
that I
the
would
best
take,
one, but
in my opinion.
Yep.
17.
Yep, 17 to the Lions. 18, the Vikings take Peter Woods, the defensive tackle from Clemson. Carolina at 19 takes Messador, the edge from Miami. Right ahead of you, Dallas. This is a pick you, of course, got from Green Bay. This is what John Machota had going into. He says there's a lot to consider at this pick, including a possible trade back with Philadelphia at 23 that fell through after the Panthers pick. So Philadelphia was holding for Messador, evidently, and now they said deal off. They lost their chance. So John was looking at the options were the best remaining pass rushers, whether it was Falk, Cassius Howell, TJ Parker, or Young.
Okay.
And then you had the top safety, Thieneman or Emmanuel McNeil Warren were on the board, or a top off-ball linebacker. He said the Cowboys linebacker play was probably the worst in the league last year. Allen would be an instant upgrade. I just told you who he picked. He picked C.J. Allen from Georgia.
He would be an instant upgrade.
Yeah. But is there any fault in what he did there? He said Allen would be instant upgrade the group, instant upgrade to the group as their starting middle linebacker, potentially forming a great duo if Overshown can stay healthy.
I thought he was a Sam. You look at him as a Mike?
I thought he was more of a Sam as well than a Mike. I think I have Anthony Hill Jr. as a true Mike over C.J. Allen.
Me too. Yeah, me too.
I do think he's got the size and physicality to be able to do it. I think his best attributes are his athleticism and being able to play in space. And are you losing some of that if you're moving him to Mike? I think that he's able to do it. I don't mind the pick. I will say this. If we're not window dressing the board and we're sticking to the board here, Brian, my best player would have been Avion Terrell from Clemson.
Okay.
And I think that is the plug-and-play nickel.
So you would have double-dipped at corner then?
If I'm sticking true to my board and how I've got him stacked, I would have double-dipped at corner. Now, I get it. You're shaking your head, and I agree with you.
No.
Can you do that?
About something else.
Can you do that?
Yeah.
Because now you've taken a corner.
Boy, listen, this is the thought I would have had. I'm thinking I might be looking at one of those safeties.
I would have been Thieneman. If you're getting to 20 and he's still there, I would have. That's why I was.
Okay.
No, and hey, Thieneman would be in the conversation for me as well with C.J. Allen. I might have him a little higher.
Let me walk this to you then. Both you guys got to hear Christian Parker talk yesterday, right?
Sir.
Did you get? And Voch Lombardi brought this up to me probably 2-3 weeks ago. He asked me the question: is Dallas looking for nickel corners? Or are they looking for that nickel safety? And after listening to Christian Parker talk yesterday,
sounds like a safety.
Yeah,
it sounds like it. And I wonder, now you've got a coach on the staff from Georgia, right? Our linebackers coach is Georgia guy. So picking C.J. Allen might be something, a little inside trader going on.
Tracking.
right.
I wonder, though, if they're going to value the safety more than the linebacker here.
Well, that would be following.
And maybe that 20th pick is more earmarked for the best safety on the board. Whether, like I say, Thieneman, Wheatley. Can I interest?
Wheatley.
Can I interest anybody in? I mean, is that too rich for him?
It's going to be thin. It's going to be Thieneman before Wheatley.
I think there are teams that might have Wheatley as
Or
the second.
And
Neil
even
Warren.
Warren, depending on how you feel about Warren, it's kind of like, how you say, ice cream.
Yeah,
it's
ice cream.
Yeah.
Neil Warren's got the size over Thieneman. I think Thieneman's got the ability to do more.
Way
when
more.
you're describing what Christian Parker described and what he wants as a nickel player,
right?
The blitzing, the ability to kind of play as an edge when he's down in the box,
right?
Playing the run,
right?
Being able to shade over the slot. To me, the next best at that with that skill set outside of Downs is Dylan Thieneman from Oregon. I think he checks off those boxes.
Wait. Okay, so are you saying that we're in a situation where Dallas might? I mean, obviously, we saw that they took C.J. Allen like in this mock.
John did.
But if they decided to go corner, then safety, what are we talking about for linebacker?
Yeah, now you're in a world of.
This is where free agency, I think, comes into play.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think you set yourself up to try and figure out, can I address as many holes through free agency on defense as I can? And I'm not talking about bottom fish. I'm talking about go spend some money and go get a linebacker.
There's a couple linebackers in the free agency class that are.
There are. You've got Devin Lloyd from Jacksonville. Alex Anzalone's another name.
Demario Davis.
Obviously, Nakobe Dean. You had Demario Davis. And we got to interview him. Gosh, I was trying to recruit Demario Davis.
He was.
We sat down with him. I was like, I'll see you in Oxnard, man, for training camp. I don't know if you want. I mean, he said he was monitoring what Dallas was doing. The offense is really good. But that's when. In hindsight, as much as I agree with our decision, I would not have moved. If you had have gotten 20 and 21, could you have just taken Terrell here at 20?
Yeah.
I could have also taken Thieneman if I wanted to at 21. And then I got 76. And can I get my guy Jacob Rodriguez from Texas Tech at 76?
You're sick.
You know,
you got to find a way.
You know what?
You got to find a way to ease him in there.
Just to throw him in.
I don't think you're wrong in the mechanics of that. Explain again.
So if you do that trade with Pittsburgh, and it's a loss for the Cowboys.
It's a loss.
But you're getting 2021 and you're picking up a day 2 pick, which you don't have in 76 in the third round.
Right.
Only benefit.
So in this scenario, you had Avion Terrell, who's my cornerback 3, slide to 20. You get him out of Clemson. To me, that's a Jordan Lewis-esque type player.
Sure.
Play inside, outside if you need him to. Blitz ability. I mean, he is smaller. He's undersized, but he plays big. The dude's just an absolute pit bull with the way he plays. And then at 21, you can still have your conversation about safeties. If you want Thieneman, do I want now Emmanuel McNeil-Warren if I've got a guy in Terrell who can play that nickel spot? But then at 76, does that open you up to take the linebacker, Kenneth Jacob Rodriguez from Texas Tech, who I think is a good Mike. And when you talk about somebody that has the instincts and can do a lot of the things.
But you're talking about carrying him at 76?
At 76.
I think he goes way before 76.
I'd like
I think you're being honest with yourself, and I think you really are. I personally, I'd look at somebody I'd look at Trotter from. I mean, if you're talking about true middle linebacker guy,
Trotter absolutely.
Trotter would make a lot. I think Trotter would be more likely. Hell, I might be underrating Trotter from Missouri. At linebacker, but you're thinking about earmarking 76 for that linebacker.
And I think there's going to be linebackers that we like at that spot.
You think so?
Yeah. I mean, hey,
third?
I'm fascinated at how teams think about Jake Golday from Cincinnati.
There are people that like him a lot.
Yeah, could be first rounder.
Yeah.
I know people who think he's a second.
Yeah. I mean, I've talked to some people that think with his versatility, could he end up being a bottom of the first round guy?
Yes. That's that's all you're hearing. Yeah,
he was an edge. They move him to linebacker. Then he plays inside. I mean, he is one of these guys that's a jack of all trades defensive type of player.
Man, I'll tell you what. I don't mind what you just did. I don't mind that at all. I thought, man, just take the player. But see, I look at it as I've got McCoy as my best corner.
Yeah, and if he lives up to the expectations based on that 2024 tape, we're getting a stud.
Yeah. But
if you told me I could have McCoy and Thieneman,
I faint.
I think
I'd be excited.
I think I really helped my team. Now maybe I've sacrificed the linebacker that I might want.
See, that's the only thing about the linebacker spot though, is if you are going to go get a Rodriguez,
he's going to be higher than a 3.
I think he should go in the second round, and I think this week is going to propel him. Yeah. I mean, I'd still have him in the conversation there at 20, me personally.
Yeah,
but I think that
You're being real.
I think 76 is more realistic than 20 for Jacob Rodriguez.
Well, I think he's going to be there, but I'm also too, as we're talking about this, as we get into the third, fourth round, is this linebacker class as deep as we thought it was? Because it's starting to feel like
I know I need to look at a lot more guys.
Those top guys. Okay.
Yeah, I need to look at a lot more guys.
Well, what I'm saying is I know that we think that Rodriguez can play, but with the young guys you have now, are you trying to just add another young guy that's in that range?
I think that's what John's trying to do by adding Allen.
Because you need to be trying to maximize your third round pick from a couple years ago, Mayor Sleafau.
Well, let me throw out day 3. This is, and you loved Ivan Pace Jr., and I did too.
We did.
The Ivan Pace Jr. of this draft to me is Torian York from Texas A&M.
Hey.
Now, this is an itty-bitty guy. This is a short guy.
5'11" guy.
He's skipping. He's
around the ball all the time.
Yes.
Yeah.
And super smart, film junkie. I mean, a lot of the intangibles that I love about Jacob Rodriguez, I've heard similar things about Torian York. He's just a little bit smaller than Rodriguez, and he didn't have the takeaways that Rodriguez does. But if you look at a DC that just did good things with Nakobe Dean, who's a smaller player from Georgia in Philly, would Christian Parker be open to the idea of Torian York from Texas A&M as a day 3 pick at linebacker?
Yeah, he's one of my guys.
Paint him
I mean, we didn't get to. I got you. We were going to get to the comps.
Yeah. So is he one of your comps?
Perfect.
Okay.
He's one of my
That's
comps.
a good segue. That's a good segue then to talk about that.
He's one of my comps. This is the gentleman. I said I was going to need help.
Yeah.
Did it for me.
Yeah.
I appreciate you.
My pleasure.
But yeah, I mean, amazing nose for the ball. This guy's 5'11", 5'10", 227 pounds. A lot of our folks got to see him at the Shrine Bowl, got to see him perform. He was a captain, leadership qualities, all those schemes. So I wanted to mention that before. But I think that this guy's going to he can be a nickel or a Mike linebacker. I think he can really get after it because he has a high IQ.
Sure.
He's a bit of a thumper.
Yep.
He's always around the ball. This is not a guy that misses tackles like that either.
He's a great finisher.
He's a sound tackler. I love the way when you can see him diagnosing and communicating to the guys. The guys listen to him. I actually went and looked at some of his interviews, some of the other players' interviews, in response to him and what he was able to do for A&M. I think that he's going to. I mean, obviously his size is ideal. Special teams, he's going to come down, make people pay. He's fiery and a lot of production. Obviously, not the takeaways, but just production from playing the run.
Yep.
Y'all. I think
started as a true freshman.
He's Schmiddle. He's Schmiddle.
He is.
Yeah.
He's Schmiddle, but the linebacker ability is there. This is a linebacker. Does that make sense?
Oh, 100%.
This is a linebacker. Despite the size, this is a linebacker. And I agree. I think that maybe this could be a guy that's in the later rounds. I couldn't figure out what the comp was because we were talking about comps.
Yeah.
And I was gonna say if you can't get this guy,
that's what I was.
If you can't get a Rodriguez,
Torian York. Yeah,
maybe a Torian York fits what you want to do.
I love that.
Well, okay,
Temple, Texas. That could be a Dallas State.
That
guy.
was my and he will be a Dallas State guy. Maybe hopefully, and Dallas will get a better look at him. I would keep an eye on him and the Shrine Bowl. All of our coaches were at the Shrine Bowl.
Right.
So there's more eyes that's been on him. If you can't get a guy early, we can go with your route. Maybe you can get him later on.
Okay, so if you're telling me this, if I can't get a C.J. Allen, Torian York's my guy.
From reading the run and playing the run, being a sure tackler, all that stuff. Yeah,
This is the exercise. Mm-hmm. This is the exercise I want to do.
Yeah.
Because if you can't get a guy, give me the next best guy.
Yeah. And I think if you can't even sign a Nakobe Dean in free agency,
sure,
he's got some Nakobe Dean traits to him. Like he reminds me a little bit of Nakobe Dean coming out of Georgia.
5'10", 5'11" kind of guy.
Physical downhill player, but I think he actually is probably a better cover player than what Nakobe Dean was.
Yeah.
How did you think that C.J. Allen's coverage ability was? I feel like he still needs some refinement. That's why I was comparing them because I think they both need some refinement in that department. Obviously, York's wingspan is not that big, so him disrupting a lot of passing lanes is not going to be the thing like that. But
I felt like though watching him play,
sorry, bro,
that the more athletic player that Allen had to deal with covering was going to be a problem.
Yeah,
I thought that I thought
there was struggle when you ask him to play in certain man situations.
There was a little bit of hesitancy.
I
he
thought
looked a little uncomfortable.
Yeah,
sometimes.
I thought that dealing with some twitchy guys. I watch, Alabama, Ole Miss. Those guys they've got legitimate offensive weapons, but I didn't think he was a great man cover guy. And I thought you'd struggle to see him stay in phase with some of these guys.
I agree. Zone.
Yeah,
he had good awareness in zone coverage. I'm with you. If he got manned up, that was a little bit ooh.
And York has some of that. To me, I think that he still needs some refinement. Obviously, he's not as fluid in space, but I think he has the speed to kind of help him out in that department. But the wingspan and stuff, I think, matters. When you're talking about passing lanes. But
I think the thing with York that was interesting to him for me was, he's a shorter guy and all that, but man, sure tackler. And I kind of felt like the processing.
He gets his damn leverage.
You can't be, what do you call it, itty-bitty?
Itty-bitty.
Itty-bitty. You can't be itty-bitty and process slow or you're going to get swallowed.
Yeah.
You're going to get swallowed up by blockers.
When you watched him, did he
Miami got him a couple of times, though.
Yeah.
They knocked him on his ass.
And that's one of the only things that's one of the things that I worry about with him is that he leans
that running
on
back
his
got
instincts.
him one time,
Yeah, he's leaning on his instincts.
Yeah.
But on the pro level, is that size going to affect him with being able to shed? Because you got instincts, but also too, these offensive linemen, these other guys can get up on you still too. So how can he disengage from those big guys with his wingspan, his arms not being that long? Might be one of my only concerns, but the dude can freaking play.
Yeah, he can absolutely play. I was wondering now, and look, I get Christian Parker said the 3-4. I don't know how much 3-4 the Cowboys are going to end up playing because you're not in your base a ton in today's NFL. But you were with guys like Dat Nguyen and Dexter Coakley, who were undersized, but
Bill Parcells,
smart linebackers.
Bill Parcells was he's like, you got to show me, and those two guys showed him that he could play. Those guys could play.
Okay, that was a good one. Thank you for the segue because I was like, oh, thanks for helping me out, bro.
Zach, give me somebody that I want, but I can't get, but take this guy instead. So
if I can't get Emmanuel McNeil-Warren, who has become, I think, in recent, the last
Toledo safety,
Toledo safety. A lot of people love him, and he's a big kid, 6'2", 202 is what I had, a long, lanky body type, rangy type of dude. If I can't get Emmanuel McNeil-Warren, I'd like to interest you in Kansas State's VJ Payne.
Okay.
6'3", 210. You're talking about a guy who started a lot of football, 41 consecutive starts to end his career. He's got 42 starts overall at Kansas State and 52 games played, 11th most games played in school history. He is a guy that's an honorable mention, Big 12 selection, team captain, super physical, that plays with range. Long-limbed, big, closes downhill. He is looking to punish people when he comes downhill and wants to tackle. He has a knack for attacking the ball. He's looking to dislodge ball from player. I love that. But I like the size, the length. That is a problem. He is a tight end matchup nightmare, this dude, because his size is causing problems, and he can run with a lot of these tight ends. My guy that I mentioned, Michael Trigg from Baylor,
yeah.
when you watch that game one-on-one, he gave Michael Trigg a lot of problems in that one because athletically, Trigg wasn't able to really get away from him. He could, 50-50 balls. VJ Payne's one of these guys that does a great job. He'll clean up plays for his teammates if they miss a tackle. He's a sure finisher. You can see him blitz. He won a game. You go back and watch him 2024 in the rivalry against Kansas. They blitz him right up the middle. He's wearing number 19 in that one in 2024. Ends the game with that relentless type of dude. Sometimes he'll throw a shoulder in there. He can work on form tackling a little bit, and he'll over pursue sometimes, which is why I think he's more of a third-round player for me. But if you can't get Emmanuel McNeil-Warren, I think VJ Payne physically somewhat similar and can provide you a lot of the same type of attributes. I got to find a Kansas State guy in every draft that I like.
You do.
VJ Payne's my dude probably from the Kansas State Wildcats this year. He was a linebacker coming out of high school. They moved him to safety there at KSU. He's been phenomenal. I think he's also got some nickel ability. You need to play him in the corner slot there. I think he's got the ability and range to do that as well.
I like that. Iisha, you got somebody that if I can't get, we're playing the game, if I can't get this guy, please give me this guy.
I got one.
Go ahead.
If you can't get, he a little crazy. If you can't get Arvell Reese,
Okay.
you get Jayshawn Barham.
Oh.
Edge hybrid out of Michigan.
All right.
6'3", 240.
Don't scout the helmet, right?
Yeah, dude, y'all.
But the good thing is linebacker.
Calm down.
You know,
We all love
Calm down,
Aisha.
everyone.
Everybody calm
try to
down.
throw out Derek Mornack.
Okay, don't do it. Now you're pushing it. 10 tackles for a loss, 4 sacks this year. He's going to do things at linebacker. He's going to do things at edge. He started at edge and started at linebacker. This is a disruptive player, all Big Ten selection. What you're getting from him is the versatility, the fact that he can play off ball or rush off the edge. He's very explosive. He closes as a blitzer. Also, too, he's very physical. Very, like I said, he's a little crazy.
Yeah.
He like to headbutt people with stripes on. So he he did get in trouble at one point in time for that.
You had an ejection.
But the temperament, I can get jiggy with it. Don't be putting your hands on people. But this is the energy you kind of see from an Arvell Reese. Come downhill. He's disruptive. Obviously, the tackles for loss. I think his processing isn't as good as an Arvell Reese. I think he still is developing in coverage and understanding, the zone-to-man transitions and stuff. However, as a similarity in temperament and ability, I think that Jayshawn Barham has a lot of those traits. I think he can be a hybrid defender, can do some things for you in a 3-4 outside linebacker stuff, can be at the Sam or the Will, and also be involved in your blitz packages. That's one of the reasons why people love Arvell Reese, is because he can rush the passer. This guy can do this. He is just still needing a little bit more polish when it comes to diagnosing and being consistent in that diagnosing. I liked his film, and that's my comp. So I hope that's acceptable.
No, absolutely acceptable. No, I think
he's my comp.
Say it with your chest.
I am saying it with my chest. I think he has some crazy in him, and he could work if you're going to if you need a disruptive player. He's very disruptive.
Yeah, I tell you what, I like I say, I think we the whole thing about certain teams and scouting teams and stuff like that. I know it makes people anxious, but you just got to go year to year. Mm-hmm. You just got to go year to year on these players. I'm going to say this one. Here's mine for you.
Okay.
I'm kind of one of these guys that if you tell me, and I got to get this right. If I can't have Denzel Boston, the wide receiver from Washington, Give me Jacoby Lane, the wide receiver from USC.
Okay.
Okay. And we're kind of a one-stop shop here. But at Jacoby Lane at 6'4", 200 pounds, this is a physically gifted ex-receiver. And I'm kind of doing this in a way because we're a one-stop shop.
Yeah.
Dallas might not need wide receivers. They might not. But I'm just telling you guys out there, if your team needs a wide receiver, Jacoby Lane, he's a guy, like I say, from USC. We all talk about Lemon on one side. Mm-hmm. This kid right here is an incredible player. So like I say, 6'4", he's 200 pounds. And he's outstanding when it comes to contested catches, all aspect of that. Anything to do with him having to deal with somebody on him. He's not the quickest. He's not the fastest with ball in hand. His size makes him a large target when you watch him play. I love the way he uses his arm length to buy separation. You could watch him run routes and bully people, push off, push with him, bump them. And that body will then get back upfield, and that ball will be right on top of him. I don't think he has much top-end speed. I don't think he really stack corners that way. He really relies more on his ability to create that separation by being a bully. I could see that, there's the quarterback at USC will go his direction. Yeah, Lemon makes plays, but when he needs a big play, a clutch play, they'll throw the ball to Lane here. I love the fact that he's going to win his share of the 50-50 balls. I love the length. I love the body position. You have to deal with this big son of a gun in the red zone. He's that kind of player. He can track the ball. He's got natural hands. His lack of speed is going to be an issue with teams. But the other traits will help you if needed. I really do love his size, and I love his playmaking ability. If you can't get a guy like Boston at the top of that board, maybe third, fourth round, if you're one of those teams and you're looking for a wide receiver, I think Jacoby Lane from USC would be your fit.
You think that Boston stacks a little bit better?
Oh yeah,
stacks better than he does.
Yeah,
that's something we talk about.
Bigger, but they're both these big.
Probably Boston's superpower.
Yeah, I think Boston's a hell of a player. I'd probably hire on him. I know people really like him. I know that everybody kind of talks about the Lemons and the Tysons and those kinds of guys. I think Boston's right in the middle of that. But if you can't get that guy, please look at my guy Jacoby Lane from
I like
USC.
what you did there. Mm-hmm. I got Boston as my third best receiver.
Yeah.
So I love what you did.
All right, you got time for one more? You got another one in mind?
Yeah, I got one more for you.
Give me one more, and Iisha, I'm going to go with you one more, and we'll call it a day.
Okay. All right. So, if you if you like a Keith Abney,
okay,
we were talking about some of the physical stuff, and maybe
corner from Arizona State.
Yes. Keith Abney from Arizona. Yes, from Arizona State. Then you will like Dalen Everett, cornerback out of Georgia.
Yeah, I'm glad that you're talking about him because we had a lot of comments like you're disrespecting our SEC corner Everett from Georgia. So fire away, Iisha.
Yes,
we got him here.
If you like him, then you will like. If you like Keith Abney, then I think you should like Dalen Everett. I think a lot of people are more down on him. They should be. 6'1", 190 pounds. He was a senior this past year.
Yep.
3-year starter, so he's played a lot of football. He has the build to play corner. I mean, he just looks like it with the length, long
He's a good-looking
arms.
player on tape.
Yes, he's very physical when the ball is in the air, and you can kind of you can see him kind of mix in some of his technique when he's dealing with players in contested situation. He plays through the ball. He's going to burn that 40.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
This is one of the faster corners that I think is in this class. His top end speed is really serious. It's real, and it's also tangible. You see it on film. This is a guy that can do different stuff. He can do man and zone. I love his awareness in zone.
Yeah.
And his ability to kind of recognize routes, jump them, make plays at the ball. He's feisty as all get out. He also is a guy that's going to come help in run support. Now, I will say, I think he sheds and blocks and gets off of blocks and takes smart angles better than a Keith Abney.
I agree.
But I think he's better in general.
I'm with you.
That's my point.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what you're saying, you should be saying is if you like Dylan Everett, you should take Abney. Is what?
Right. Fair. But I will.
We are simpatico.
That's why I was talking to you guys about it, because I'm looking at him and I'm like, when we first started talking, I was high on Keith Abney, but as I look at him, I'm like, do I need to change my board? But that's what this is for.
Yeah.
I do think that his man technique can improve over time. Him staying tighter to the receiver.
Yeah.
I know that
I think he can mirror, though. I think this kid's a good mirror.
I think he can mirror. I think he can deal with suddenness and stuff like that. But I think he does need refinement and learning how to use the boundary as his friend and things like that, and use his length as his friend.
Yeah.
But I will say, as a zone corner, he can get after it.
I agree.
Yeah.
The only issues I'm seeing with him, like I said, is the inconsistency in tackling. That's why I married him to Abney, because that was one of the things with Abney is like, what is his play strength? Can he hold up over the course of a game? That's something that I thought that these guys had in common. But there's a lot of similarities in this player. What you talk to instincts, length, speed, competitiveness, all those things. So that's
I appreciate your eye. You know why? Because I've had a bunch of scouts tell me about this guy.
Really?
Yeah, they're like, hey, listen, you need to watch this guy play. And I said, yeah, I've watched him, and I think he did a great job. The things that NFL scouts were telling me about this player, you absolutely covered. So thank you. Get gold star today for all your work. Zach, finish off the stack today with if you can't get this guy, give me this guy.
I want to talk about him.
I'm in love with this player.
Let's go.
If you can't get David Bailey, the edge from Texas Tech, you should get Malachi Lawrence, the edge from UCF. And Lawrence is a guy that I think is going to be a riser throughout this process.
He looked good at the East-West game.
He can be unblockable.
He can be.
Times.
Yeah.
6'4", 247, all Big 12 first team. This dude, 7 sacks, 11 tackles for loss. He finished the season as one of 4 players in college football to record 5 or more sacks over the past 3 seasons. So you're talking about production and consistent production with him. He's a guy that understands leverage tremendously well. He is always seeming to get favorable pad level and be underneath linemen, so it's incredibly difficult to get hands on him. His chest is always kept clean. Fast hands. I love the hands to manipulate. He plays with power, but has tremendous trigger at the snap. His get off to shoot upfield, one of the best in the class. Has a knack for attacking the football, going for the strip fumble. His ability to dip around the edge. Now I'm going to try and swat, get that ball. Can play the 3-point stance. Also effective stand-up 2-point outside rusher. So you're looking for that edge 3-4 player, outside linebacker. He can do that much like David Bailey does. I like his play recognition in the run game. He plays with his eyes. He's got patience. Uses arms to extend with power. Keep linemen off of him. He's got the dip and under, the speed around the edge, and showcases counter moves to win when he's initially stuffed. I thought that was impressive. Like there's times, somebody does block him. Now I'm going to find a way to beat you and work around you. I think he can improve his consistency overall in the run game. Also something I say about David Bailey, but I love the size and I love the pass rush ability from a guy like Malachi Lawrence.
He did. He looked good at that East-West game. I mean, he flashed, and you're watching. That's like a very long, rangy guy, and all of a sudden it's like he's getting to the corner, and now his shoulders past the tackle, and they had a hard time getting hands on him.
Well, yeah, you see that helmet.
Yeah,
black and gold helmet.
You
see it pop.
They've got some great logos.
No, you see it. You definitely saw a pop in practices.
Yeah,
he's a good player,
especially coming off the edge. Yeah,
yep, sure did.
Ooh.
Listen, guys, thank you so much.
Homework complete.
Homework complete. A plus to my guys.
And if there's anyone else, we read the comments. I think we all try and keep up with that.
I do.
If there's players.
Oh no, we're going to do this again. We're going to do this again because we got to figure these guys out. So again, well, that'll do it for us for the week. I will be at the Combine the next time we get together. Iisha and Zach will be right here, and we'll have it. We'll have some news from the Combine. I want to get my scouts on that. Talk about some of the things that we're going to hear. I'm hearing at the Combine. I always like to investigate that. So excited about that. If you're interested in all the things we do here at Crown Global Media, we've got a website, crownglobalmedia.com. It's got all our shows. It's got bios about these guys. It's kind of your one-stop shop. We talk about that, everything that you want to know. We encourage you to our audio platform stuff that we do on Spotify, Apple, all those things. Run all those if you're so inclined to do that. If you want to get some merch, We're on that too. I've got the logo finally for the NFL's A Strange Lady t-shirt. That's in the works right now. So if you're a fan of my saying the NFL is a strange lady, I got you covered here. So we'll be hanging out doing that. So again, for my scouting buddies, Iisha Morrison, Zach Wolchuk, I'm Bryan Broaddus. We will see you next week on The Stack.